blade embraces its duty. I love the snow. It's so beautiful and peaceful. Then I can have snowball fights with the Kuhenki.
Moin.
Shall we have one now?
Looks like you get what you pay for, huh? Paimon likes this room a lot. Yeah, much better now that we're out of the cold. Oh, thanks for taking such good care of Paimon. If this were anywhere else, we'd be out investigating and adventuring by now. But instead, we're stuck here, right? No need to push ourselves too hard for no reason. A lot happened on our way into the city. Let's review what we've learned so far and try to figure out what to do next. Obviously, the million more question is, what is this Saritsa planning? Everything else leads back to that. Sure was. And so far, we've learned that in addition to the 7 Gnosis, her plan also requires a ton of energy. But we won't get to see her anytime soon. Alosha said that she went east to fight that big monster. It must be a pretty powerful one if it can blanket the whole of SNEHZNAJA in a snowstorm this awful. To be honest, what we're really lacking right now is information. The kind of information that only the higher-ups in the government would know. Not word on the street type of info. Paimon can think of a few people who might be able to help us. But, right. And when we left Noctri, SNEHZNAJA specifically left a message reminding us which side we're on. So, it's unlikely they'd tell us anything confidential about the Saritsa's grand plan. Yeah, fair point. Besides, that Glupop place is right nearby. We've got nothing to lose, so it'd be a waste not to go. There's gotta be someone there willing to talk to us, right? Maybe Arlecchino or Sindrone? Or possibly Tartaglia. But it's unlikely we could sweet-talk Arlecchino, let alone Sindrone. She basically told us to stay in our lane already. Yeah, the last time was all the way back in Fontaine, right? Too bad we missed him in Noctri. Apparently, he came to help out.
Hello. Is there a traveler in Paimon?
That's Alosha!
Hello, I'm Dr. Luneva. Alosha mentioned that one of you is feeling a little under the weather. I see. So you're my patient today, yes? And you're Faye, I presume?
Good question. Paimon's not too sure either, but she's definitely not the same kind of Faye as the ones we saw at the train station.
Not exactly. It's just, I'm used to treating human patients. Faye tend to be far more resilient than even, but don't worry. I do have some experience treating Faye. I've even diagnosed plenty of cats and dogs in my time. Safe.
It'll be fine. Paimon's basically the same as a human. Right? We're no different when it comes down to it, are we? More like you don't eat enough. The more talking you do, the more you need to eat.
Geil.
Now, please take a seat. Okay. Vital signs are good. Test results are all within normal ranges. I can give you some medicine to tide you over. But as long as you rest properly for the next couple of days, you should feel better. Make sure if you find yourself with persistent low-grade fever, or if your symptoms don't improve, just contact me again.
Sounds like there's no cause for alarm.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're very welcome. Just doing my job. I'll leave you in peace now. Time to visit my next patients.
Take care. You heard the doctor. Best you rest up here for a couple days. No sightseeing for the time being.
Alright then. Guess we got no choice. Let's just treat it as a short vacation.
I have to get back to it. If you need anything else from the doctor or me, go to the Hunter Trade Station in Zolny. The boss there knows how to reach me. Hey, no big deal. You saved my life in the Shadow Realm. This is the least I could do.
Alright, time to find Child and see what he can tell me.
Hold on. Please display your invitation letter or permit. Glupov does not accept meeting requests without a prior appointment. You'll have to apply per they advertise. Might I ask who you're hoping to visit? Another one who thinks the rules don't apply to them. I don't understand why people think they can just talk their... But I have to go through the motions for protocol's sake. Wait a moment. I'll pass on your message. If Child is unavailable... Lord Child is a busy man. He's probably not in Glupov at present. If I were you, I'd cut your losses. No point, even if you two are old friends as you claim. Please understand that the Fatui Harbingers are often busy with their... Next time, stick to the rules. You'll make... Greetings, Lady Marionette.
I'll take care of our guest here. It's his first time in SNEHZNAJA, so it's no surprise that he doesn't know the rules yet. I trust no choice words have been exchanged. No misunderstandings I should be aware of.
No, Lady Marionette. No incidents to... Whew. That was a close call. Good thing I played it cool.
Is that right? Good to know. Wait, where's Paimon? Under the weather? That's hard to imagine. I take it she's still adapting to the climate. Happens to a lot of people. It's even colder here than in Nodcry. All right then. Well, let me know if you run into any other problems. Why else? I was just about to sit down for some much-needed tea time when I heard that an old friend of Tartaglia's had shown up outside. No appointment. And, as obnoxious as it may be to show up uninvited at Glupov, I couldn't help but take pity on the poor soul who was waiting outside in vain. So I had no choice but to abandon my freshly brewed piping hot tea and come to see this mystery guest for my... Well, I felt our time working together in Nodcry warranted some courtesy. I couldn't exactly let you freeze to death. Unfortunately, I can't invite you inside either. The rules of Glupov wouldn't allow it, and as a harbinger, I have to lead by example. On the plus side, SNEHZNAJA actually has some class, unlike Nasha Town. Torchlight Books has a very nice selection of teas and cakes, so we can catch up there. Your treat, of course. Because I already wasted one perfectly good cup of tea today.
Geil. Oh. Aber zumindest Teleportationsraum. Ah. Ja, wieder zurück. Okay, sorry. Alter, ist die Karte riesig, Digga. Halleluja.
I've ordered for the both of us. No objections, I assume. I'm sure you trust my taste. Okay, let's get down to business. I'm guessing you don't actually have any urgent business with Tartaglia, per se. You just want information. Wanna take a guess? Of course you'd say that. You shouldn't underestimate Council. That's right. I'm sure you've heard of the SNEHZNAJA Vetcha by now. Well, he's busy preparing some paperwork for their... They'll be discussing yet another extension to Project Stuja. It's basically all anyone cares about in the Vetcha these days. Yeah, he's more of the shoot first, ask questions later sort, isn't he? It all started with a very detailed letter that Capitano left for the jester, Piero, before leaving for Natlan. In that letter, he detailed the future arrangements for his subordinates. All of his key people were reassigned. I guess he'd already prepared to leave us for good all the way back then. But Piero didn't reveal the contents of the letter until the events in Natlan had concluded. That was his reaction, too. Why me? With a bewildered look. He'd always assumed Capitano looked down on him.
He was a man who kept his thoughts to himself and barely spoke to him the whole time they'd known each other. But he occasionally brought Tartaglia along to my tea parties back in the day. So to the rest of us, it was clear that Capitano had quite a By the rest of us, I mean my tea party regulars. Arlecchino, Rosaline, and... actually, not Columbina. She was probably oblivious to it. Anyway, then the Liu-S situation happened. Normally, it took a lot to get under Capitano's skin, but that time he was furious. It's not really my place to talk about it, though. Basically, Tartaglia probably had the wrong idea about Capitano all along. Right up until Piero revealed Capitano believed that despite Tartaglia's immaturity, he showed great potential. Plus, he possessed a kind of purity rarely seen among members of the Fatui. Yeah, it's one of the few things that I'd agree those two have in common. But there's one other reason why Capitano chose Tartaglia to assume. He knew that after he was gone, several of the others would swoop in on his army like vultures. With the ones who stood to benefit the most being the rooster Pulcinella and Regrator Pantalone. Once they divided Capitano's troops between them, they'd be more powerful than ever. So, you can see why Capitano chose to hand that letter to Piero, right? Exactly. Piero also needed to back a harbinger as soon as possible. And, all things considered, Tartaglia was the best choice. Even though Tartaglia has had the support of Northland Bank for a long time, he and Pantalone are ultimately not cut from the same cloth. I'd say Capitano made a good judgment call. Anyone else caught in this situation would probably feel like they'd been hung out to dry. His best course of action will be to distance himself from any shady business. Whilst, what's the point in having a tea party if you don't spill a little tea? Besides, none of this is confidential anyway. Ask any journalist out there. They'll give you all the lurid detail. You'll see it firsthand if you ever sit in on a session of the SNEHZNAJA Vecha. All the factional strife, whether open or unspoken. Having a voice in the Vecha is the only way to steer policies in your favor. So, every person in that room represents a particular interest. Pantalone, for instance, represents the financial sector, and Tartaglia represents the Fatui soldiers. Personally, I have no interest in political jousting. But since I have a number of engineers and researchers under my... Then there's Pulcinella, the linchpin of the Vecha. He represents politics itself. Everything involves him, so nothing can bypass him. Any issue that comes up, he knows how to mediate.
I'm starting to see why everyone is so frustrated with the way things are, but also powerless to change it. A complex web of interests connects all parties involved, and that Tsaritsa sitting at the top adds another layer of complexity.
All right, I'm done carrying this conversation. Time for you must have known that you can get the info you needed from me. So why was I just don't understand, that's all. Anyway, wait. Oh, I think I know what it is. Columbina passed on my message to you before you left. I only meant you should be mindful of which side you're on. Is that actually why you didn't ask for me? Because you took that to heart? Fair enough. It's not your fault. I blame all these politicians I've been hanging around with lately. Always beating about the bush when they talk. I guess it must have rubbed off on me. Anyway, just ask for my help next time, okay? Little thing.
Lady Marionette.
What now? Can't you see I'm on my break? Whatever it is.
Sorry to disturb you during your break, ma'am, but I'm afraid it's an emergency.
Isn't it always? I've told you before. Fixing the tracks and transporting ice blocks does not constitute...
The equipment in Svietlo-Lightovka is in urgent need of maintenance. With how the weather's been recently, we suspect the supports on one of the machines broke and fell, awakening a dormant beast and leaving many of the ice miners trapped in a nearby ice cave. Luckily, Odette's team was nearby and launched a rescue operation. But we're still facing a severe...
I guess that's it then. Our tea party will have to end here. I'm the only engineer you'll need. Do you actually want to come with, or are you just saying that? Nice of you to return the favor. I'll have a couple of people look after Paimon. They can let her know that you had to step out for a while. Given how urgent, and honestly, I'd rather have your help than anyone else's. Between your skills and experience, you'd be reliable help. Then let's go. You, take 2 people to Pavoye restaurant. Find his room and watch it like a hawk until we get back. If anything happens to Paimon, you'll be answering to me.
Oh, geil. Okay, let's go, weiter geht's. Oh. Gut. Okay, wohin? Ach, hier. Ja, das habe ich schon zum Glück vorher erkundet. Man weiß ja nie, wohin die Reise führt. Ah. Darunter muss ich. Perfekt.
They weren't exaggerating. This is really dangerous. It's a good thing only one of them broke.
Uiuiui.
From what I've been told, most of the trapped miners are over in that direction. Yeah, you do that while I check the rest of the equipment. I'll evacuate the people around here as I go. Meet me back here as soon as you're done.
I have to be getting close.
Don't go any further.
Oh, shit.
It's too dangerous here. There's a highly aggressive monster on the prowl. You need... Ah, I see. You're the backup from SNEHZNAJA. Well, I'm Odette.
Ah, so this is Odette. She was the first member of the...
There are 5 people trapped in the cave. Monster type is unknown, and so is its location. Let's go. Every second counts.
Ei, ei, ei. Hey, warum Elektro? Hallo? Okay, dann halt nicht.
Something's moving.
Ui.
This must be the monster's shadow. Looks like a tough opponent. Witness the snow swan's grace.
Uiuiui. What the heck?
Waltz of the snowflakes.
Whoa.
I see them. They're right behind the monster. The monster seems very agitated. It could attack at any moment.
Das ist das Monster? Ernsthaft? Ja, okay, ich hab nichts gesagt, sorry.
Crystalline Adagio.
Take this!
Aber erstmal auschecken, was für eine Waffe. Aha, Artefakte. Okay, gut.
Let's begin.
Voila.
Thank you for saving us. We'd have been monster fodder otherwise.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You should be safe now. Follow this route.
Thank you. Come on, let's go.
I've searched the area. Pretty sure the monster made a tactical retreat. Yeah, but with us here, it won't be coming back anytime soon. It may be small, but don't be fooled. It's a ferocious beast. It's lucky we got here when we did. The trapped miners have been successfully evacuated. Time for...
Wait, this place. There's something unusual about it.
Oi! Jetzt passiert's! Ja!
What is that?
I don't know. It's back?
Guess it has family. This way. Run! Thanks. Let's get out of here.
Oh yeah! Oh, Ansehen, Digga! Exile-Fanes Klinge. Oh, Alter! Okay. Gut. Das gehört schön dir, das hast du dir jetzt verdient. Ja!
When the
Eins mal, so. Eis.
Just what?
Boah. Yo. Aha. Ah, okay, schade.
Everyone's accounted for. We managed to rescue them all. We also placed a sign at the entrance to the cave. You really held your own today. I still don't know your name. Don't think I've seen you before. All right then. Hello, Lady Marionette.
I hear the rescue operation was a great success. I knew I could count on you. What brings you here, Odette? Here for a performance?
No, a Fatui mission. I happened to be nearby and heard the crash.
She hasn't introduced herself then. Odette is the prima ballerina of SNEHZNAJA. She's quite the celebrity. If you ever hear people mention the two crowning jewels of the Korolievsky troupe, they're talking about Odette and the prima donna, Vodianitsa. On top of that, Odette's also a rising Fatui star. It's looking likely she'll inherit the title of the Fair Lady. She learned all her combat skills from Rosaline herself. Used to be one of her most valued subordinates, too.
You flatter me, Lady Marionette.
If she's Rosaline's protege, that makes me... Never mind. There's no need to bring it up. No point making things awkward.
How's progress on your end, Lady Marionette?
Equally successful. I finished reinforcing all the equipment. Took me a little longer without Polonia's help. But the outcome is the same, of course. Even if the heavy snowfall summoned by that monster lasts for another 3 months straight, this equipment won't give way. All right, now that we're done here, it's time to get out of this blizzard. Sure, but SNEHZNAJA will send someone to investigate and draw up a relief plan. And I guess I'll have to write the incident report myself this time. First, Pantalone needs to approve the budget, then Pulcinella has to sign off on the plan. Once they've argued it out and reached a compromise, we can... That's the rough process anyway. Could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, depending on how smoothly it goes. Yup, nothing we can do about it. There's a whole stack of incident
The snow has eased a little for now, but there's no telling when that will change with that monster still at large. Fuel for heating is in short supply, and relief is weeks away. There's no immediate threat to life. It just feels like there should be a better way.
Hey, quit daydreaming. Let's... When did you get a new sword?
I found it in a cave. It handles pretty nicely.
You have a strange affinity for second-hand swords.
Ach Gott.
Well, if it isn't Counselor Tartaglia, Mr. Big Shot himself.
Go easy on me, all right? I'm still recovering from the interrogation the real Big Shots put me through. Hey, comrade, it's been too long. I heard you came looking for me earlier. Nicest surprise I've had in a while. Good to see you too, Odette. I'm guessing you guys just got back from Sviatlo-Lajdovka. How'd it go? Crisis averted?
Fine.
How about you? Any new developments?
Not really. Same as ever. Growing opposition to Project SNEHZNAJA, and the usual rebuttals are starting to ring hollow. The results of the mock vote were pretty dire. Pulcinella was fuming. I've never seen the old man so angry.
That's not good news. It takes a lot to rattle him.
Yeah, obviously if push comes to shove, there are ways to crack down on dissent. But...
Sorry, I have to ask something.
Huh? Of course, fire away.
It sounds to me like everyone's tearing their hair out trying to figure out how to deal with opposition to Project SNEHZNAJA. But what exactly is this project's purpose? And how can it be so important that even people like you two refuse to stand up for the ordinary people of SNEHZNAJA?
Interesting. I gotta hand it to you, comrade. You sure?
Excuse him? What does he mean, refuse to stand up for ordinary people?
Oh my gosh. How does he dare speak to the Harbingers like...
Are you interrogating us now?
It's okay, Sandrone. Let me explain. I think I understand. If I could, I'd take your side right now. In fact, my position's very similar to yours. I've only held back on casting a dissenting vote in the Vecha because the Tsaritsa would never let me get away with it. Still, I have a responsibility to the Fatui armed forces, so I do what I can to make their voices heard. Most of them are just regular folks from small towns far from the capital. I'm sure you've seen how much those kinds of places are struggling right now. Oh, and for what it's worth, I'm from Arepasak myself. Things aren't going so swell there either. The Tsaritsa wants to create a better, safer future for the people of SNEHZNAJA. but she's thinking long-term. I don't doubt that from where you're standing, Project SNEHZNAJA seems to be creating all sorts of issues for... But considering that Tsaritsa's vision for the future, these are sacrifices worth making. Sounds cold, I know. But I promise it's not as black and white as it seems. Maybe Sandrone and I can't oppose Project SNEHZNAJA outright, but we're constantly raising our concerns in Vetcha meetings. And even though we can't put an end to it, there are plenty of other ways to make a difference. We're trying everything we can think of, and so is Pulcinella. I respect Her Majesty the Tsaritsa and trust her decisions. But at the end of the day, I'm still just a normal guy who cares deeply about my homeland. And my family. There's no way I would ever abandon them.
As contentious as things can get within the Vetcha, there's no selfishness or malice behind it. Everyone wants to get through this period as smoothly as possible. The issue is that there's no way of pleasing everyone under the present circumstances. Most of the time, we're trying to decide on the lesser of two evils, which obviously isn't a great look. But that is not the same thing as being blindly loyal to the Tsaritsa. No one's got their head in the sand here. We're all well aware of the way things are. We're just doing our best to make it work.
In fairness to Sandrone, she rushed to Svietlo Lydovka's aid the moment she heard that people were in danger. And even Tartaglia, who used to only care about the thrill of the fight, is clearly doing his best to rise to the demands of his new role as counselor.
Hey, come on. There's only so much we can say, so don't press us too hard. Look, I know how untenable the Tsaritsa's position looks if you don't understand her motives. Maybe you've heard already, but she's currently leading her army on a campaign to the east to defeat the monster that's been causing these brutal blizzards. Striking that monster down will be a significant step in dealing with the present energy crisis. As laser-focused as she is on realizing her lifelong ambitions, she's still putting time and energy into taking down this powerful monster. To me, that says a lot. If she thought SNEHZNAJA and its people didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, why would she waste her time on something like this? Thanks. I meant every word I said, though. I wasn't just trying to placate you. I've already done more than enough diplomacy for one.
I still think this adventurer raises a very important point. Our two harbingers have made their positions very clear. But there are many others in the Vetcha who must feel trapped and forced to vote against their conscience. I think it's a very valuable quality to be willing to speak one's mind, despite the risk of offending powerful figures.
You can say that again. I highly doubt we'd feel the need to explain ourselves so much if we didn't know you so...
Forgive me, adventurer. But might I be so bold as to ask about your back...
Oh, haven't you been properly introduced?
Easier said than done. I like to think I'm not the kind of person who goes around busting open...
I've only learned his name so far, and no detail.
Uh-oh. Is there no avoiding the subject of Rosaline?
No, it's just... All right. This is the world-renowned traveler, who helped resolve the storm terror threat in Mondstadt, cleaned up after the mess I made in Liyue. There was a duel before the throne, in which the traveler defeated Rosaline.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't think you two would be seeing much of each other, so I figured it wasn't worth bringing up.
It's fine. It was a long time ago. It's fine. Sorry. I just remembered that we have a rehearsal coming up.
I've mentioned this to you before, remember? She was Rosaline's most valued subordinate. But they didn't actually get along. Not that Rosaline was really the type of person to make friends, but... death has a way of resolving a lot of conflicts.
Don't let it weigh on you. Like she said, it was a long time ago. It's in the past now. Odette has a very different personality from Rosaline. Give her some time. I'm sure she'll work through it. Oh, by the way, where's Paimon? It's not like her to hide away.
She hasn't been feeling well, so she's resting at Podvorier restaurant. I got a couple of my people to look after her while...
Oh, right. Sorry to hear that. Poor thing. Reminds me of when Tonya was little. I felt so bad for her seeing her lying in bed, coughing. She was so mature for her age, though. Whenever someone came to visit her, she'd greet them with a smile and would never complain. I'm sure Paimon's a good kid, too. You're a little short on manpower, right? Let me have a couple of my people take over for yours. I'll send my most capable and reliable. They'll make sure Paimon can recover in peace.
Well, that would be great. Your people are more qualified.
Hey, don't mention it. I'm sure you have things to do. Hopefully this takes a load off your mind. So no more accusing me of not being on your side, all right?
Already? That was quick.
I'm afraid I can't help you there. Our director's recent movements are confidential. If you hadn't told me, I never would have known he'd gone south. I assumed he'd been in Glupov this whole time. Well, I guess I'd better go sort out Paimon's security situation. I have some other work to catch up on at Glupov anyway.
Me too. I have an incident report to write up. Let's leave it there for now.
I guess everyone's in a difficult position. But Tartaglia's right. I have things to start with. I should ask Alosha if he knows any way to help Svietlo Laidovka.
Alter, diese Namen! Digga! Was ist das? Hä? Achso. Hä? Mano, ich wollte doch zum... Ach so. Oh, oh. Okay, sorry, dass der da unten ist. Aber hey, vielleicht kann ich hinten neue Rezepte holen. Ist denn ein Schmied? Tatsächlich. Hier. Frage ist, wo ist denn der? Ach hier, warte mal. Ah. Der muss da hinten sein irgendwo. Ach ja, hier. Ui, Schmied. Oh. Lol. Oh, oh. Aha. Oh, Alter, was für Waffen. Ui. Ne, ne, ne. Oh, fuck. Aha.
How strange. This sword seems to be vibrating of its own. It's a very faint vibration, but it's getting stronger as I get closer to the statue of the... Does this sword have some connection to the statue? That place I got this sword from was definitely out of the ordinary.
Achso, warte mal. Ah.
Worked. There really is.
Oh, ui. Yo! Alter, aha.
I don't really understand what just happened, but I'm pretty sure this sword just got a little more powerful. I'll have to try the same thing again when I come across another statue of the Seven.
What the hell? Alles klar, Digga. Okay, wait a minute. So, ich gehe mal darüber. Alter. Junge. Okay. Gut. Hier war ich noch nicht. Alter. Okay. Das habe ich. Fehlt mir nur das da, ja. Der eines fehlt noch. Das ist das da. Eins, zwei, drei, vier. Ja, okay, die anderen zwei kommen anscheinend noch. Oh. Lol, hallo, ich stecke fest. So.
Hello there. How can I help? Ah, sure thing. Give me a second. I'll go fetch them for you.
Ah. Aha.
It's a familiar story. I've had similar experiences. Although SNEHZNAJA doesn't, it's a fundamental contradiction. If emergency relief can't be delivered in time, what's the point in even calling it emergency relief? Not necessarily. I think there's a good chance that Krasny Kristov, when we resolve Stratomaros' energy issue, it's like we open the floodgates. A huge backlog of crystal is now available to the townspeople. A lot of them will probably stockpile it and slowly work their... Exactly. At the current prices, selling crystal is an easy way for an ordinary person to make a fortune. Hey boss, how much do I have left in my account?
1 second, let me check. So, you're planning on buying the crystal?
Yeah. I don't know if I have enough, so I'll chip in a little extra and buy as much as I... No, it's fine. Your own living expense.
Here's your Mora.
Yeah, well, can't hurt to take... Let's see. Huh?
Oh, Alosha, and... Hello.
I didn't realize you two knew each other. Yeah, I take on some odd jobs in the city to supplement my hunting income. Sometimes, when the weather's as bad as this, it's better for a hunter to adapt.
Yes, and we sometimes need...
Wait, why is the atmosphere so awkward? I thought things... So, what brings you here, Miss Odette?
No. After I got back to the theater, I couldn't stop thinking about the situation in Svietlolaidovka. So I decided I'd come here and see if there's anything I can do. You too, I presume. I suppose that's why you're here. I didn't feel comfortable expressing my true opinions in front of the Harbingers. Not least because ordinary Fatui like me, without knowing the full picture, I can't make sense of it. And at some point...
So many people feel the same way. They wish they could do something, but all...
Yes. Well, that's one option. But there are risks to consider with...
Right. Because things can get out of hand, and it's hard to hold the right people accountable when they do.
Sandrone said Odette was on track to inherit the title of the Fair Lady. If so, she'll be able to find out what Project Stuja is really... Still, it's probably a little soon to ask her...
What's on your mind? I think we can both agree that no matter which side you're on, it can't stop you from doing the right thing. I know what Rosaline did while she was abroad. You made the right decision, so no hard feelings. So, what's your plan?
Oh, we were gonna buy some crystal. I heard there's some on the market.
Funny. I had the same idea. In that case, the real issue here is that government relief is behind schedule. Surely it makes more sense for the state to cover these costs than for us to pay out of our own pockets.
True. It's a huge expense after all.
Let me see. I'll take it all, please. And I'll be... Right. Choose mission budget under the expense category, but be sure to specify emergency rescue operation in the description. Otherwise, the normal reimbursement limit will apply. Let's book this train. Regulations say that if we need to transport Kresnik Kristall during Project Stuja, extra carriages can be added one... That should do it. The train will be escorted to its destination by...
This is my first time seeing you handle Fatui affairs, Miss Odette. It seems you're as skilled an officer as...
You flatter me. It's only because I've been doing both my whole life.
Anyway, I bet you've been non-stop today, am I right? Any idea how Paimon's doing?
What's wrong?
His travel buddy. Hasn't been feeling well. She caught a cold right after they got to Snezhnaya.
Sounds like she's important to you. I can't can't believe you've been dealing with this on top of everything you've been doing to help the people of SNEHZNAJA.
I've got nothing going on right now, so I'll join you.
May I come too? I have some candy that someone gave me back in Svietlolaidovka. Plus, I know...
All right then. I still don't know what the deal is between these two, but at least the tension seems to have vanished.
Endlich. So. Okay. Oh. Ui. Ah, scheiße. Hätte ich nicht machen sollen. Shit.
Hello. Sorry, but there's a sick person recovering in the...
What happened?
Oh. Please, excuse me. Are you the traveler? Ah, it's really you. Sorry for the inconvenience. At the same time, we can't interfere with Podvoye Restaurant's business. That would only seem... Besides myself, a few of my colleagues are stationed in and around the restaurant, in plain clothes.
I didn't expect such a high standard of
Well, Master Child handpicked us for this special assignment. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer.
Traveler! Alicia, you're back! Oh, hey! Who's our new friend?
Hi, I'm Odette. The Traveler and I crossed paths a few times.
Another friend from the Fatui, huh? You're practically a member yourself by this point. Paimon's definitely on the mend. We should be back to our usual travels in a few days' time. Seems like that doctor was right. It's just... Paimon's limbs are...
I have just the thing.
Whoa! What's this? Is that... a flame inside an ice cube?
All keen observations. You're right. This is called Core Ignis. Whenever I've caught a cold in the past, I found I recover much more quickly if I place this by my bed.
Awesome! Wow! Your name was Odette, right?
Looks like she's in pretty good spirits. That's a relief. Any progress with your investigation yet? No surprises there, I'm sure. They're not likely to let anything slip. The Rokot, huh? Members of the Rokot keep their true identities hidden, but leave it with me. Meet me at the Korolyevsky...
Would anyone like a drink? I'm gonna head to the bar.
Paimon will have... maybe enough with the secret chat, you two. Let's catch up properly in a minute. It'll be kinda like...
Oh, geil.
It'll have to wait until after the show, though. Pleasure.
Please present yourself for a route.
Oh, neuer Charakter.
Is that guy with...
Okay, all...
Ich wollte doch nicht rein, ey! Och Mann.
What's up? Everything okay? SNEHZNAJA's business and political leaders are always passing through here, so it makes sense. Still, he's part of the Special Assignments Battalion. Supposedly a researcher, though he never seems to put much time in at the office. But that's not for us to worry about. Let's go. What do you think? Pretty impressive, huh?
Ui.
Oh, the one in Fontaine? I hear it's iconic. Never seen it. Here we are, just in time. Sorry, coming through.
If you're gonna show up late, keep your mouth shut.
What's his problem?
Look, there she is. That's who I'm introducing you to later. She... This leads directly to the green room. There are... Hey there.
Can you...
Two.
Huh? You know each other? Oh, wait. Yes, you did. Why are you denying it? It was right before I went on that rant about the moody factory owner.
Might I ask what brings you two here?
Oh, I just brought him here to see the show. And when it finished, he was full of praise for Vodionitsa's... So I thought I'd try my luck. See if we could get the chance to chat for a bit.
You work here. You of all people ought to know that's against the rules.
Oh, what's the big deal? Come on, don't be shy. I can give you an autograph. You can take a picture.
Do as you please. I finished all my shows for the day. I'll leave you to chat.
I wasn't making that stuff up, you know. Odette's just too proud to admit she thinks very highly of you. And so do I.
We're good. Odette's out of earshot. I'll lock the door. Confidentiality, of course. The Rokot is very strict on that.
Whoa, Alosha! Not out loud!
Relax. I've taken care of it. Look at that.
The President's reply sent this morning. Wait, so... he's been
You told me last night that you wanted to get intel from the Rokot. Unfortunately, Rokot intel is only available to... But ever since you set foot in SNEHZNAJA, we've been working together. I've seen the way you work, everything about you is perfectly in alignment with what we're trying to achieve in the Rokot. I wrote a letter to the president explaining your situation, including just the right amount of detail. Of course, it's still your decision whether you want to join or not. We'll respect your choice.
Well, assuming Odette was telling the truth and she didn't misjudge you, I guess we don't need to worry about you blowing our cover. Still, you gave me a real fright. I didn't know that's why you came looking for... So, that stuff you said about admiring my performance... Was that... Now you're talking.
Anyway, let me give you a quick rundown of how things work. Like I said, the Rokot is members typically don't meet in person or even know each other's identities. This helps us maintain a high level of independence and secrecy. Because of this, members are basically free to decide their methods without constraints, so long as the outcome of any activity doesn't...
After all, we don't have any ostensible contact with each other. This way, if anything goes wrong...
Beyond the freedom to choose how you operate, it's also your choice whether to act at all. We have plenty of members who have yet to take any action. In short, joining the Rokot in and of itself won't place any restrictions on your activity in SNEHZNAJA. There's a code of conduct you can read if it interests you. But basically, as long as you don't plan on using your anonymity to go around doing evil, you'll be fine.
I tried reading it 5 or 6 times.
Great. Then I'll go grab an official application.
Well, Alosha has this pet dog you see. His name's Tagarin, and this Tagarin took quite a liking to me, so I played with him for a little bit, and then the Rokot was out on a mission one day, and even though we were all in disguise, Tagarin...
Just a coincidence, really. We didn't report it to the higher-ups, though, to avoid dealing with the fallout. Like... my job at the theater, for instance. By the way, what were you complaining about just before we came in? Did everything...
Everything did not go okay. That's why I was so mad. I tried to make some small talk with him before I went on stage to... But he wouldn't take the bait. No matter what I said, and then he started complaining. He said he didn't appreciate his second-rate seat in the stalls because he... I mean, what did he expect? Everyone knows that if you want a box seat, you buy a ticket well in advance. But instead, he sends me a letter the day before the show when I had to juggle things around just to get him a half-decent seat, hoping he would appreciate the gesture enough to share some information. But...
yeah, meeting Chuganov in person has definitely been a disappointing experience. Oh, you probably don't know who we're talking about, do you? Chuganov was that older guy you were sitting next to today. I'm sure he didn't...
To the citizenry, he's a family man and a kind boss. But our interactions with him tell a very different story. It's one thing to ask for a favor, but he acts like it's his right. Take the ticket situation, for instance. I've actually gotten him a private box in the past. But not only was he not even grateful, now he's acting like I've sold him short. Not to mention that he's never paid for a single one of his tickets. And another thing, if he's such a big family man, why doesn't he bring his wife and daughter to see the show once in a while?
Calm down, Vodyanitsa. If you won't do it the easy way, we'll have to try the hard way. But first things first. Here's your application form. Go ahead and fill it out.
Excellent. We'll hold on to this for you. All right. Now that we're officially Rokot comrades, I can tell you. Recently, we've done some recon work at the Iskra manufacturing plant, which pretty much confirmed that their energy consumption is way beyond the legal limit. All we need now is some direct evidence to present to the Vetcha, so we can demand that they shut the plant down.
That way, the Kresny Crystal can be allocated to where it's needed most.
I was hoping he might let slip during one of our chats, but he's too tight-lipped. We'll have to find another way. I'm meeting another regular theater goer tonight, Mitya.
But Valeria's here too, and he's probably looking for Mitya, so he may end up being
Don't you worry. He must know how to dodge Valeri, or he wouldn't be showing up on time for every performance. Mitya is a renowned energy expert. Although we can't get any direct evidence of the excessive energy consumption at the plant, the authorities should take someone like him seriously. So if he starts raising questions about energy use at the Iskra manufacturing plant, there will be a proper investigation. Also, we're not allowed on site, but he has clearance. So all we need is his cooperation. Yeah, so that's the other thing we're trying to figure out. Still, I hear that Mitya is a bit of a chatterbox. So, who knows? Maybe if we catch him in the right mood.
What do you think? Sound like something worth your time?
Okay, in that case, you guys find a seat somewhere nearby. Pretend you're a couple of buddies there to eat, and keep your ears peeled for... He's a huge fan, so I doubt he'll have his guard up around me. But you two need to be convincing. If he suspects anything at all, he might stop talking.
Sure. Don't worry. We'll make a believable pair of buddies.
Perfect! You've sold me already. Now, help me tidy the...
Okay. What needs tidying?
Everything!
We come here often, so we shouldn't stand out. Now, it's up to Vodyanitsa. Let's see how the conversation...
Mr. Mitya! Over here! Over here!
Oh, sorry. I got a little held up on my way here. Now we have even less time than we planned. Go ahead and order some snacks and drinks. Whatever you like. Let me see. According to my schedule, we still have 25 minutes.
You're really pressed for time today, huh? I was imagining this would be a leisurely chat.
No need. Getting to meet the lead singer is a very precious opportunity for me. I'm not about to pass it up. I've already had to decline your invitation several times because our schedules rarely align. If I don't grab this chance while it's here, who knows when the next one will come around?
Well, it's very kind of you to make time just for me.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. But SNEHZNAJA is full of weird and wonderful things like that, so people
The reason I invited you out for tea and a chat today was to get some feedback from a true fan of the theater.
Well, I genuinely have nothing bad to say. No matter how many times I hear you sing, it never gets old. Maybe it's because the more times I listen, the more details I notice. Or maybe you simply improve with every performance.
Thank you! I'm delighted to hear that. Could you give me...
Oh, yeah. That, the piece you sang today, for example. Beneath the Frozen River? Hey, what's with you? I'm just praising a good performance. I always used to find that such a bleak and lonely song. But the more you listen, the more you realize that it's not as cold and nihilistic as it appears. When you really dig down into it, there's a certain level where you're surprised by the emergence of hope.
Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't expect you to pick up on that. Actually, I only tried out that angle after talking with a composer. Still, Beneath the Frozen River wasn't on today's program.
Oh, really? But it's a classic. You sing it every time.
Almost every time.
Oh, well then, let me say a few words about that other all-time classic, Flying in the Wind from the Mountain Sparrow.
I didn't sing that one today either. My voice wasn't quite up to it, so I switched it out at the last minute.
Oh, but,
Sorry, Mr. Mitya, but you were at the theater today, yes?
Of course I was. Remember? I said hello to all the troupe members before the show started.
So what did Odette sing today?
Elegy of the Snow-Winged Goose, of course.
Correct. I see. I see. You find my singing boring, don't you? That's why you don't remember a single song.
No, that's not it. I swear. All right. I'll be straight with you. I'm sorry. I enjoy watching your shows because the exquisite performances stimulate the mind. It always sparks some inspiration. So whenever I get stuck at work, I come to the theater for a change of pace. Odette's dance during the Elegy of the Snow-Winged Goose today was simply incredible. It got me wondering what she's been going through. That look of sheer defiance in the face of utter tragedy? It was so inspiring. Not that I made a ton of progress in the grand scheme of things, but I still think it was productive. By the time I snapped out of it...
So what you're saying is, you didn't listen to my singing at all?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I don't know which is more disrespectful. The fact that I don't always come for the show itself, or...
Seems like things are getting a little awkward.
Mitya just stepped into a conversational minefield. If there's one thing Vodyanitsa doesn't like, it's people who show disrespect for her performance. This meeting was so hard to set up. Don't tell me it's already falling apart.
It's fine. I suppose this is affirming in its own way. At least, it showed don't let it bother you. It certainly doesn't bother me.
She's showing a lot of restraint.
Well, I'll be sure to let Odette know how much you adored her performance.
Please don't say that. I always love your performances too. It's just that inspiration struck at the wrong time today.
I know, I can tell. That's why I value your opinion. I'm sure some people can't stand it when others praise their coworkers right to their face, but not me.
Fair enough. I still feel kinda bad though.
But you know what I really can't stand? People who only show up to the theater to pretend that they're cultured.
Oh yeah, 100%. There are too many of those people around. By the time they're walking out the door, they've forgotten all about the what's wrong?
I don't know if you've heard about the boss of the Eastborough manufacturing plant. He isn't even a theater investor, but he always demands the same privileges as actual investors. Box tickets only, premium drinks, even the right to request specific songs.
Well played, Vodyanitsa. Seems like she's harnessing her rage to steer the
Now that you mention it, I've interacted with that guy before. I gotta say, everyone holds him up as an example of a benevolent businessman, but I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, he couldn't care less about what's happening on stage. He's just there to flaunt his social status. I hate that I have to prepare programs for guys like that. What's the big deal with that factory he runs anyway? I asked around a bit and heard some pretty shocking stories. Sounds like he's just another greedy capital.
Oh, really?
Yep. The things people are saying are pretty damning. Low wages, insanely long working hours, equipment running around the clock. And as if that's not bad enough, he also strictly forbids his employees from giving any kind of interview. Project Stuja has now been extended so many times, we're at the point where crystal rations for the common folk are barely enough to survive on. Yet he even wants to get his greedy hands on them just to boost his own profits. If the rumors are true, he's in serious violation of the law.
Interesting. So you've heard about it?
What? So it's...
Who knows? I've only heard the same rumors you have. The Rooster's been coming down on us hard lately, demanding that we track and trace every single batch of Crystal. My coworkers in the Department of Energy have been tearing their hair out over it.
The Rooster? I didn't realize he cared.
Yeah. Even though there are no restrictions on Crystal trading, the poor will wind up freezing to death if we let the rich buy as much as they want. That's clearly unfair. Looks like we'll need to arrange an investigation into the Iskra manufacturing plant as soon as possible. I never knew you kept up with current affairs beyond the theater, Miss Vodyanica. You really have a heart for the common person. Most Fae in your position have long been indifferent to the plight of humans.
Well, those of us who choose to live in human cities are naturally going to pay attention to any significant upheaval. Isn't the Rooster a Fae himself? I'm just surprised to learn that even someone with as much experience as him is getting so stressed out over Project Stuja. What is the end goal of this
This is it.
I'm sure Mitya can sense on some level that she's fishing for information. But since their conversation is so...
It's stressing me out too. If I'd only made better progress with my research, things wouldn't have dragged on this long.
Oh, so your work is related...
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source. Not the power of the Light Realm, and not elemental energy. Right now, the only thing that meets the requirements is the power contained within stellar... But harnessing that power is costly. Each step of the process requires enormous amounts of Kresnik crystal. From extraction to quantification, progress has been painfully slow, and the team is getting burned out as time goes by. Sometimes, I see people staring into space, as if in a trance.
Could it be that this new energy source has side effects?
No, it doesn't affect us, because the energy is used for... Okay, I got it. Stop choking me. Sorry. I can't talk about that. I think we're all just exhausted. We've been working ourselves to the bone for so long, with so little progress to show for.
Seems like I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have gotten so mad at you for
Don't worry about it. I count myself lucky, to be honest. I don't envy the people who work closely with the Tsaritsa herself.
So they're trying to develop a completely new kind of energy. Yeah, censored by a scarf. Who would have thought?
Oh, dear. It looks like my time is up. I'm so sorry. We ended up barely talking about the
That's okay. It was a pleasure chatting with you, really.
Let's make up for it next time. Yeah, hopefully once the work pressure eases up a little, I'll be able to focus more on the performance, and then we'll have more to discuss. We touched on some confidential issues today. I'd be grateful if you could keep it between us.
That could have gone worse.
Nice job. Why was Mitya in such a hurry to leave, though?
Sorry, routine inspection. Okay, let's go.
So he wasn't rushing to get back to work. He must have calculated that Valeri would find him here in exactly 25 minutes. That's frighteningly...
One of the main duties of the Special Assignments Battalion is to ensure that important figures stick to their schedules.
us to get going too. Excuse me. Check, please.
We'll settle our check too, then.
Oh, hello there. Mr. Mitya paid the check before leaving. He also asked me to pass on a message. He said it was an honor to share his tea break.
Wait. So he knew we were here all along? This raises a lot of questions. Maybe his work isn't confidential after all. Maybe the key here is the purpose of this. Vodyanitsa and Alosha have left.
What's the next step again?
That. After she woke up today, Paimon felt like her temperature was still. There's some good news. It's like there's some kind of mysterious power affecting. She only started feeling this way since we arrived in SNEHZNAJA.
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source.
Could that have something to do with this?
What is it? You're making that face again. So, they're trying to develop a new energy source here? And you think that might be why Paimon's feeling unwell? Well, Mitya denied that the energy they're researching has any side effects. Although, he did say, but even so, those are completely different symptoms from Paimon's. It's pretty faint, so it's kind of hard to tell. But, if anything, sure, Paimon's with you there. But how, though? The robot only has a limited amount of intel. Oh, great point! They argue about Project Stusha every day. Good idea! Oh yeah, while you were out, Paimon, this one seemed right up your alley. So, Paimon saved some for you. Come try it once you...
Digga, was ist denn jetzt passiert, Digga? Alter, die Story ist geil bis jetzt.
Alosha replied. He says that we won't be able to speak at the Vetcha, but he can arrange for us to attend as visitors. Time to get ready. Then head to the SNEHZNAJA Vetcha.
Es geht die himmlische Ordnung. Hoffentlich kann ich das jetzt machen. Okay, schade.
With the wind.
Okay, wie komme ich da am besten hoch? Ich habe eine Idee. Warte mal.
The breeze is restless today.
Okay, das war zu viel. Scheiße. Klappt nicht. Gut. Vielleicht
Want me to
er.
join?
Ah, haha. Hm.
Ready to ride.
That wind of freedom. It's calling to me.
Ja, du musst es anders versuchen.
Try and stop me. Hip. Rev the engines.
Mhm.
Try and stop me.
Ha, das funktioniert perfekt. Jawohl.
I await your instruction. Add astro. Thank you for Add astro.
Oh. Hä? Okay, was ist das? Mhm. Ach. Hä? Ist das diese Kreatur? Nee. Ach, eigentlich keine Ahnung.
Add astro.
Mhm. Lol. Ach ja. Mhm.
Miss Vodianitsa, prima donna of the Korolievsky troupe. What a surprise meeting you here. Will you be sitting in on a session of the Vetcha?
Sorry, I'm not taking interviews to... Oh good, you're here. The session's about to begin.
Please wait, Miss Vodianitsa. Could you introduce...
Ui. Let's go. Warte kurz.
In summary, the energy management commitments made for the outgoing period have been delivered upon. Furthermore, both the production and consumption of Kresnik Crystal show clear signs of stabilizing. The relevant agencies have assessed the present circumstances and determined that the status quo can be sustained until the next period. For detailed statistics, I would refer you to the industry reports that have been It should also be noted that while the recent blizzards have led to a significant increase in people's energy expenses, this is strictly a short-term phenomenon associated with a remotely located monster. Her Majesty the Tsaritsa is giving her full attention. A financial report on disaster...
They cover this. There's a general lack of trust. People aren't seeing any tangible benefits that affect them directly.
Yeah, if it weren't for these hard copy documents, I could have at least made something up. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just out here trying to hit my interview quotas. Bring out the kvass. Ever read it? Best-selling newspaper in town.
If I remember correctly, you guys don't even have a sales permit. You have to sell from stalls on the street.
Okay then, best-selling street stall newspaper in town. Still counts.
Order! We will now open the floor to...
SNEHZNAJA has a long tradition of treating members of the Fatu, but recent survey, it's been said many times.
Perhaps you wouldn't need to keep... You appear to treat resource allocation as a simple function of production and And do you even know how long it's been?
If I knew the answers to questions like that, I'm sure I'd like to bring the focus back to the specific issue I raised. Or do you wish...
Defeat the ringleader and all other problems will magically resolve themselves. That's what they seem to think. But in case you aren't aware, not one jot in my report would change whether Project SNEHZNAJA continues or not.
So you have no intention whatsoever?
On the contrary, I'm the only one here who...
Child opened by speaking up for the armed forces. Regrader struck back with style and a war of words ensued. Our reporter was live on the scene to get The people have spoken! Child received raucous applause from the crowd as he pushed Regrader onto his back foot.
Now you see why they don't have a sales permit.
However this reporter wants to spin things, I haven't forgotten that Tartaglia was representing the so surely their relationship...
You two are getting off topic. Let's focus on what the data is saying.
Mr. Pantalone, may I speak on you?
Oh, please do. I'm more than happy to save my breath.
Crystal distribution policy undergoes, but I fear many may have been misled on this topic by extremist activists. To clarify, the most recent reports all point to SNEHZNAJA's resilience and adaptability during this period of fine-tuning. To make drastic adjustments without first considering the risks would likely do more harm than good. It would be a waste of the hard-won experience we've gained to date.
Renowned scholar of finance, Arapov spoke up to clarify the fiscal logic, clearly alluding to social organizations like the Rokot in his words. With the notorious Lelek still active to this day, should the Rokot be held responsible? No, there is someone else to blame.
She's just rephrasing what Mr. Pantalone said. The Rokot are the critics he accuses of taking no responsibility for their actions. As for Lilac, you won't have heard of him yet. He's currently the most famous member of the Rokot. Well, more like infamous. Ending Project Stooja has become an obsession for him. Unlike the more decent ones among us, he believes that votes in the Vetcha, so whether it's threats, coercion, or bribery, he'll use whatever means necessary to get people—
And since we're already on the subject, what do you think of Lelek's methods? Are you for or against? Well, whatever the story is, his actions benefit us all. We stand with Lelek.
At least someone here wants to take this discussion seriously. I've been considering that issue myself. What you really need is more precise regional data, right? I think it would be easiest to let the Fatui handle it, since they're already in charge of Crystal shipments anyway. We may as well get them to collect some data while they're at it. Whatever you need, you can ask the Fatui to look into it for you. In terms of supervision, I think the Druzhna would be a good fit. I had hoped to discuss this with Miss Vesna, but sadly, she's not present.
I will be happy to take a note of your suggestions and present them to Commander Vesna for a decision upon her return. The Commander has always taken a keen interest in Project Stooja. However, given the Druzhna's demanding workload, I'm afraid it may prove difficult for them to provide any practical support.
Let us refrain from jumping to conclusions until a concrete and actionable plan is in place.
My apologies, Lord.
There are numerous issues to address here, including manpower, time sensitivity, and reporting lines. Nevertheless, I support drafting a proposal. Follow the usual procedure, and it can be raised as a new motion for all parties to evaluate at the appropriate time.
In that case, I'd like to share one thought before the proposal is drafted. The issue of time sensitivity was raised just now, which I presume relates to the official reports. In fact, the Energy Commission already collects regular statistics on each urban center and its surrounding area. Would these be—
That's a good idea. I read every issue of Sviet Lolaidovka's report, and although my focus is mostly on this section—
Be that as it may, does no one see an issue with using local data to determine Crystal quotas? In the long term, it seems like a very risky solution.
Not if they are used purely for reference. So long as we have the report from the Northland Bank's headquarters to corroborate it.
Very well then. It appears that this arrangement is acceptable.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
The members reached a provisional consensus on the issue of improving treatment for Fatui. Today, the prima donna of the Korailievsky troupe attended a session of the SNEHZNAJA Vetcha in the company of a dashing young man. The question—
Write anything like that again, and I'm revoking your permission to interview the troupe.
Now then. If there are no further contributions from those present, we shall proceed to the fun—
Hey, check it out! What made him vote against? Why now?
The votes have been tallied. Those in favor of continuing Project Stooja total 61%.
That was too close. The margin has shrunk yet again. Chuganov was a huge loss.
I'll bet Lelek is behind this. I wonder how Pulcinella will—
Chuganov. I see. Lelek strikes again.
Yes. Go, Lelek. Once Project SNEHZNAJA is defeated, our unwavering support would bring out...
In accordance with the result of this vote, Project SNEHZNAJA will remain in effect until the next Vecha period. We debate only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. The session is concluded.